So let's get started. Um, Hello everyone. My name is Bao, and I'm from Georgia Tech ECE department. And today I'm gonna talk to you about like how to be successful as an ECE dual degree program student from Emory. So first, let's have an overview of today's presentation. So today's presentation is mainly about how to prepare for a degree in ECE degree, which is like about design thinking. And also, I'm gonna tell you something about course registration process at Georgia Tech and your path to graduation as an ECE dual degree program student from Emory. So first, let's think about something that is kind of different from what we are doing right now, which is why would you want to be a engineer, or why do you want to pursue a degree in College of Engineering? And what do you think is the difference between the courses in Art and Science College and Engineering College? So, what is the difference between Georgia Tech and Emory when you're a student from Art and Science College in maybe a science degree or a Bachelor of Science degree or a Bachelor of Science in Engineering? Yeah, okay. I've heard some answers of like how you should actually design things and build things yourself and how to apply design thinking into this project or into your way of thinking or into your program building, and that's true. So let's talk something about design thinking. So different from you're doing those experiments in science classes, so maybe you have the experiment already designed or you have your target already set up. So what do you need to do is just like processing those stuff and like make sure you're doing the right things to collect the correct data from those different experiments. However, projects are different. So if you are building a project, you have to think about what do you want to build. So your destination or your goal is actually undefined or it's defined by you. So it's more about designing something in your way, which is you have to think about how you want to build the stuff. It's not like there is no correct answers for like you want to build the stuff in the correct way. You have to think about what is your way to build the stuff. And that's how the project works in Georgia Tech and also in ECE degree. So you have to think about that from now on. So here I'm gonna show you some different designs from different students. So this is a design of a maze game made by 3872 student, which is a junior design class. I'm gonna talk about that later. And also, you see this picture over here? It's actually a sculpture that is designed by me, which is me and my team, I should say. We have a 4-man group and we designed this project for 1 semester. And so what do you need to prepare for that? So yeah, applied design thinking is a very important part of this program and of every engineering program. But before that, so if you want to build something, you have to be familiar with tools. So so you think of something like this sculpture. If you want to build this box, how long will it take, and how many space you want to leave inside the box, and like, can you actually give me a guess of how long we actually built this box? Yeah, yeah, I heard something, but the answer is gonna be pretty amazing. The answer is only 45 minutes. It's within an hour. But that's only a very small part of this project. But you need to know, if you cannot even build this box in such a little time, your project will not keep on going because you're not familiar with tools. So we actually use laser cutter, like a laser cutter, to cut wood and cut wood into boxes directly. So we actually just need to put them together in the end, and that only takes 45 minutes. But if you're not get familiar with those projects or get familiar with those tools, you are not gonna build anything, because once you have the design, you don't know how to make it realized or actually bring it to real or bring it to life. So you'll never complete a project before you understanding how to use those tools. And understanding tools like in advance when you're doing a project is actually pretty important for you, because it can actually help you and like increase the efficiency of your work. So my suggestion here is try to involve in some simple design projects. So try to get into the flower invention studio so that you can get familiar with those tools like 3D printer, like laser cutter, or water jet or something like that. So you can actually build stuff. Make sure you can build stuff before you're going into these like complicated projects like circuits, like printed circuit board or something like that. And uh, yeah, so for like now we're going to course registration. So course registration is also a very important process in Georgia Tech. So you have to understand that there are a lot of differences between the registration system of Emory and that of Georgia Tech. So keep an eye on those process and time tickets that you need to mention of. For example, there is a major barrier between like majors in Georgia Tech, and you as a ECE student have to take some classes from maybe CS department, maybe other engineering department, and you have to keep an eye on those time tickets because those classes are not going to open to you like at the very beginning of the registration process. So you have to make sure you actually go back to those courses in the later of the registration process to make sure you can actually get in those courses so that it can fulfill a requirement. That's pretty important because those major barriers are actually destroying a lot of people up, and there are other solutions to it, but you can actually talk to your advisor about that. But if you want to graduate in 2 years, you have to think about how you're going to get rid of those like major barriers, and you have to think about what you need to do to actually keep in mind of where when you actually need to go back and register those courses. So next, let's talk about those advisors. So advising systems in Georgia Tech is a little bit different. So you don't have professors as your advisor. So you're actually having a advising like professional advising team in the ECE department that can help you with them. But remember, they are always helpful, but they will not tell you some information if you don't ask them. So there are other resources that is also important for your registration process. The first one is ECE Buzz, which is a piazza opened by those advisors, and on there are a lot of histories or problems of what are those courses for and can I get into those courses, and those are all on there. If you don't ask them yourself, they will not tell you what to do. So like if they already answer those questions on there and you're not asking them during the advising meeting, they will not tell you specifically what's going on. So keep an eye on ECE Bus and you'll find a lot of useful information over there. And also, there are lot of information on different department websites. So you have to go to the department website to see what courses you can take and what prerequisite you need for them. And that's pretty important for you. So next, like at last, I should say, let's talk about path to graduation. So you have to discuss with the advisor about your path because as a dual degree program student, you are only graduating in 2 years. So if you want to graduate actually in 4 semesters from a ECE degree, like for a E or a CE degree, Comp degree, you have to think about that. Like you have to plan that very carefully because normally the program takes more than 5 semesters. And if you want to take a shortcut or actually use some like different prerequisite for different courses, you have to think about that and talk to the advisor, and they will tell you if that's possible. Just directly talk to them and ask them about this, and they will actually give you an answer on that. And well, I said we can take shortcuts, right? So there are actually passes that is for like dual degree program student. Like you can take EC 3872, which is a junior design class, to replace or to fulfill the requirements of a senior design requirement, and that's possible. So don't take everything as granted. Don't give up on everything. Just ask the advisor, and they will give you the answer. So for conclusion, so you're actually entering a completely new environment at this moment. So make sure you ask questions, and make sure take this as the starting point and bring your passion to Georgia Tech so you will not fulfill in some problems that you don't know everything and let someone tell you, and that's gonna fall you behind. So make sure you ask questions and keep in mind, like keep up with everyone else. Thanks for your attention. and good luck on your process. So if you have any questions, just tell me right now.